surrender. Surrender to win. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I met her down in Tennessee. She went by the name of Amelie. She was a character anyone could see. She had eyes just for me. Time will fly and the summer would end, and I will never see her again. And I hear thunder in my head when I wonder where she is. And the river runs through a town, and all of the stars they're out tonight. She's up on the rooftop looking down, just staring at the river lit up with the city lights. Now roll on, another year's gone by. The sun goes down on another sky, and there is nowhere I'd rather be, and there is no one I'd rather see. Where the river runs through a town, and all of the stars they're out tonight. She's up on the rooftop looking down, just staring at the river lit up with the city lights. Should have been so torn up inside from losing what is hard to find. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. 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 Thanks a lot. Well, it's been a bit of a journey here today. I woke up far away on Bainbridge Island, Washington this morning. I had my alarm set for 6 a.m. I was sound asleep when the alarm went off. And then I drove in the dark and the fog to the ferry, which I love taking the ferry from Bainbridge Island to Washington. But I'm always a little bit nervous with I got to cross a whole body of water, and then I got to get on a plane, and the plane's got to be on time, and then I got to get here. And then I was kind of exhausted after a day of travel when I landed at John Wayne Airport. And I was driving here, and I was like, man, why do I book shows on travel days? Like, this is just crazy, and I don't know what this is gonna be like. I'm playing Ivan's House at Mozambique. I don't know what to expect. There might be like 5 people there. And then I walk out here and it's like, hey, everybody. So what a nice surprise. This is amazing. I really appreciate it. I've got some songs about my daughters who I talked to. Emma, my oldest one, FaceTimed me on my way here, but I couldn't pick up the FaceTime because I was driving in the rent-a-car from the airport. So I just talked to her on the phone, and she was probably staring at something. I don't know what she was looking at, but she told me that she tried out for a play last week and for a singing part, and she got a call back today, so she was really excited about that. And she's been singing with me a lot lately. She's writing her own songs, and she's 10 times better singer than her dad. So she sang with me for the first time last year on stage at the Westport Pavilion up in Connecticut, and she sang this Bob Dylan cover, and it's kind of a long story, and I have a lot to say, so I'll just say that she came out on stage and sang one line of this Bob Dylan song, and the whole audience stood up and gave her a standing ovation, one line in. And I leaned down to her and I said, that's never happened to me in my entire life. It's like, what does that feel like? That's incredible. And so she's been writing her own tunes, and she's opened some shows for me, and she wants to drop out of school and come out on the road, but she's only going to be 14, so she's got to at least go another 4 years. And my youngest daughter, Clara, is really into basketball. Her hero is Steph Curry, so we went to go see the Golden State Warriors play the New Jersey Nets because we live up in Connecticut. Not the New Jersey Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. And so I had a friend who kind of knows Steph Curry, so I kind of thought maybe there was a slim chance we could meet him that night, and I didn't say anything to her, but I called my friend, and we ended up meeting Steph Curry's bodyguard. Not Steph Curry. Steph Curry's bodyguard. But that was like the best day of Clara's life, so it didn't matter. We watched him warm up. But I wrote this song about Clara when she was about 4 years old. She just turned 12. And when she was 4, she was going to this school in Nashville, like a preschool called Waldorf School, where they kind of they don't really learn any arithmetic or reading or writing. They just kind of explore in the woods and play around in the dirt and use their imagination. But Clara's always had this like wicked smart sense of humor, and she always picks up on everything. And this was, 8 years ago or so in Nashville, right around the time when the topic of gender started to become discussed in the mainstream much more frequently. And Clara was just, like usual, picking up on things. And so she went to her preschool one day, and she told her teacher, Miss Molly, she said, Miss Molly, I think from now on, I'm gonna need you to call me Gus. And then the next day it was Jack, and the next day it was Bob, and she kept carrying on about this boy stuff. So the school took it really seriously, and called us, my wife and I, and said, how do you want us to handle this? And my wife and I are like, we don't know, she's only 4. Like, call us back in 10 years or something. Whoever Clara wants to be is cool with us, so don't worry about it. And that was kind of going on, and then we were trying to write a song, my buddy and I, in my garage the following day, and couldn't get anything done. He was visiting from overseas, and it was kind of trying to have an important writing session, and Clara kept busting in the garage and raising hell as usual. She was riding circles around us in her tricycle, and she wanted us to see her new Halloween costume. She was dressed up like a SWAT team member, and she had this really realistic looking switchblade knife, and she was pointing it at us, and I just finally gave up and started making up lyrics about Clara and her personality in general, and kind of woven in with what was going on at the school the day before. So this song's called Clara in the Modern Era. It goes like this. I know a girl and her name is Clara. She rides a bike in the modern era, yeah. She has a Halloween costume with a knife and the SWAT team, oh yeah. Oh Clara, crazy Hera, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. Sometimes the girls and boys, they tease her. She only wears the clothes that please her, yeah. She don't mess around with girly colors. She's the ringleader of all the fellas, yeah. She's not a tomboy, she's just Clara, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. Some people say she's a boy pretender. She's too young to know her gender, yeah. Oh, Clara, crazy Hera, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. She wants to be a superhero, like Spider-Man, she has no fear, oh yeah. She likes Pikachu and Charmander. She's the boss, baby, and you can't command her, yeah. No bows in her hair and no mascara, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. Some people say she's a boy pretender. She's too young to know her gender, yeah. Oh, Clara, crazy Hera, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. In the modern era, yeah. No bows in her hair, no mascara, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. Oh, Clara, beautiful Clara, just a girl in the modern era, yeah. In the modern era, yeah. In the modern era, yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. I thought I'd play a little harmonica for you here. I'm from Ohio originally, but Buckeyes. I was living in Nashville for quite a while, and live in Connecticut now with my family. But this song makes it seem like I'm from Mississippi. I'm not. I just wrote this song, kind of made it up in the first person, and I wrote it originally for this project for Esquire magazine that I did with some buddies. It was myself and Charlie Mars, who is from Mississippi, a couple of the guys from Texas, Bob Schneider and Ben Queller, and then the country singer Dierks Bentley. We all went down to Clarksdale, Mississippi together, and we did this kind of music photo shoot for Esquire magazine around 2009, 2010. And the project was called Somewhere in Mississippi. It was way down in Clarksdale, by a bunch of shotgun shacks and juke joints, and this place called the Shack Up Inn is where we had this little shindig. So we all had to write a song for the weekend for the project, and the only rule for the song is that it had to have the phrase "somewhere in Mississippi" in it. So the first rhyme I could think of with Mississippi was hippie, so I just wrote the Mississippi hippie. And it was kind of a song that was a little out of, it was different than my other one, so I didn't feel like it belonged on an album, and I just kind of forgot about it after that weekend, and it was just a little different than my other stuff. So many years went by, like over a decade, and then 2020 happened, the pandemic, and all the shows were canceled for the foreseeable future, and I hopped online and started doing these online shows on this platform called Stage It, like right away. And if you're not familiar with that platform, it's kind of like an instant message thing where like I open up my laptop in my living room, broadcast a show, and people can like type in real time and text message me and talk amongst themselves during the show. So I would get used to seeing the same people there. I must have done like 40 of these shows in 2020 to kind of get by and keep the music going. So this one guy, Mark Z, kept tuning in. I'd see his name pop up on the screen. And one night he requested this song from 10 years ago called The Mississippi Hippie, and I knew I couldn't play it because it'd been, a decade since I'd even thought about it. And so I just kind of ignored Mark that night. I pretended I didn't see his comment, and then he came back the next week and requested it again, and I just kind of responded in the same manner. Then third Friday in a row, I sign in. Mark's like the first one in there. I'm like, oh shit, Mark's back. He's gonna request the Mississippi Hippie, I know it. And he did, so I had to break it to him. Mark, I would love to play the song, but yeah, it's been like 10 years. I totally forget it. I don't even have a recording of it. He's like, no problem, play whatever you want. So have a great show. So played my show, finished at like 7:30. Much later that night, it's like midnight. I get an unusually late ping on my phone. I look down, it's a DM on Instagram, and it's from this guy, Mark. And he sends me a recording of the Mississippi Hippie. I have no idea how he got it, but I listened to it. It's like, man, this song's actually a little bit better than I remember it. Actually, it's like, this verse I need to change, but maybe I can relearn this and play it from Mark. And then I was anticipating doing that, but that never really happened because the world opened back up. I went back out on the road, started playing concerts again, and found myself in Columbus, Ohio one night, standing by the side of the stage, selling some t-shirts. It's like a setup just like this. I'm talking to some people before the show. This big, tall guy comes sauntering up with a goofy grin on his face, and he reaches out his hand, and he goes, hey, I'm Mark Z from the Station Concerts. Wow, hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming all this time, and talked to him for a while, and then as I was walking on stage, I was like, man, Mark still hasn't got his request. Maybe I could wing it for him tonight, and I didn't think I could remember the words, but I went for it. He was ecstatic. He was like dancing in the back of the thing. You could see him back there. He had a drink in his hand like this the whole time. They had the spotlight on him, and he finally got his request. And more importantly, I think he was right because people laughed about the song, and I thought, well, maybe he's right about this song. I should play it more often. So I ended up recording it a couple records ago and thought it'd be a good one to play for you tonight here at my debut at Ivan's house at Mozambique. This is the Mississippi from the Mississippi. The Mississippi Hippie. I'll probably get all the words right, but I don't know the title. Okay. Somewhere in Mississippi is where my dad was born. He grew up on a farm, milking cows and growing corn, and he met my mom at Woodstock back in '69. She grew up in Jackson, right across the county line, and they had one thing in common. They were hippies from Mississippi. And they had a little house out on the Natchez Trace, but Mom, she got so fed up with feeling out of place that she spent the 1980s touring with the Dead. And when I asked her why she left us, this is all she said: son, it's no fun being a hippie in Mississippi. So we moved into a commune, and I never had a chance. That's why I never had a date to any high school dance. Although there was one girl who liked me. I think her name was Julie. She wore the same shirt every day, and she smelled like patchouli. And by the time we left for college, I realized, oh my God, I'm a hippie from Mississippi. Yeah, and you gotta have your football if you're in the SEC, but no one wants to have a hippie in their fraternity. So I rooted for Alabama and even Ohio State. Yeah, I cheered for any team that Mississippi hates, and that made it just a little more tolerable to be a hippie in Mississippi. All right. I'd move to San Francisco if I had that kind of cash. I'd drop the LSD and smoke some California hash. Then I bet you anything I would find my true love there. She'd have a lily white dress and flowers in her hair. Then I'd walk right up to her and say, you'd go awfully nice with a hippie from Mississippi. All right, this last and final verse might seem like it's kind of out of nowhere, but you got to keep in mind it was about 2009 when I was writing this song, and I thought I was getting close to being finished, but needed maybe a little something else. I wasn't quite sure what it was, so I thought I'd take a break and see if it would come to me. So I put my guitar down, turned on the TV, and as fate would have it, there was a breaking news story happening right then and there in Mississippi, and I thought, well, this was meant to be. I have to end the song like this. So that's why this is the last verse. Somewhere in Mississippi, I heard it on the news. Tiger Woods is in the clinic with the sex addiction blues. And I know it can't be easy being locked up in a room with no cell phone and no internet and nothing else to do. But if you think that's hard, Tiger, try being a hippie from Mississippi. Thanks, everyone. Sorry, Tiger. I was worried about that. Let's see. Nice. A little easier there. I recorded a record when I was 26 years old in Manhattan Beach, just up the road. And I lived there for a couple months, and it was quite an experience. It was a nice way to spend an Ohio winter, that's for sure. But it was right, well, I lived on Seaview in the producer's little apartment, and the record was like down on 8th. The record was recorded, I think, down on 8th or something. And we had an amazing band. It was drummer Victor Indrizzo. He was incredible. He's played on amazing records, tours all over the world. Justin Meldell Johnson, who does the same thing, played in Beck's band for a long time. A couple of guys from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Ben Montench and Mike Campbell, and my friend Jeff Trott produced the record. He was Sheryl Crow's guitar player for a long time and wrote a lot of her hit songs with her. So I rode my bike down the Strand to the studio every day, and came and made a record, and we recorded really slow, which was fine by me because it meant I got to spend more time out here. So I thought I'd play at least a couple songs from that Flying Upside Down record, and this is kind of a silly one. I wrote it trying to get a girl to go out on a date with me when I was probably 24 or 25, and I don't write many of those kind of songs or breakup songs anymore because I've been married for 16 years and I have 2 kids, so I had to get those all out of my way when I was in my 20s. But this is a good one to clap along to. Maybe just, the beat should be pretty obvious, just on the 2 and the 4. And maybe just wait until like halfway, 3/4 of the way through the song to come in with your clapping part. If you come in too hot right out of the gate, it tends to peter out by the end, and that's not good for the song or really anything in life. So we'll try to pace ourselves here. I'll give you a little head nod. If I think you missed that, I'll just say clap here, okay? This song's called Let Me In. She's out of my league, and that's the kind of girl I need. I am the underdog, but I'm about to take the lead. You ain't gotta worry about the others, they could never turn my head. And every time I'm with another, I wish it was you instead. And I'm not trying to force it, but I got one thing on my mind. I'm not going anywhere soon. I'm on a mission, baby, I got the time. Let me in. Might as well be with you. let me in. I know how to make you miss me. I got what you need, no hesitation when I bring. I'm your man, it's a promise in a ring. I got a secret for you, if you promise not to tell. Sometimes you feel a little closer to heaven when you raise a little hell. So make me give up all desire. You know how long I've waited around. You're only adding fuel to the fire. I won't be leaving till I wear you out. Let me in, I have got your number. Let me in, we're not getting any younger. All right, here's a good spot to clap right about here. You got it? Keep it going now. Don't peter out. You ain't gotta worry about the others. They could never be this real. And even if you're with another, you'll remember, 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 remember how I feel. Come on and let me in. Knock me out with just one touch. Come on and let me in. I'm not asking for too much. I know how to make you miss me. You'll feel it when you kiss me. You'll feel it when we. You'll feel it when we. You'll feel it when we. All right, nice clapping, everybody. Nicely done out there. You'd be surprised what can happen. It can be a train wreck. Well, it's kind of nice. I heard from some relatives today that I'm staying with that I've never stayed with before, Don and Susan, and they are kind of. I'm trying to think how I'm actually related to them the proper way. They're like, they're on my mom's side. It's like second cousins, basically. But we used to have these big reunions called Griffin family reunions because that's how I got my first name, is from my mom's last name, her maiden name. So my grandfather's name was George Griffin. And so when she got married to a guy with the last name House. So I'm Griffin House. And it's not a made-up name. My mom just thought it was cool to give me her last name for her first name. So many more Griffins around now. But it was nice because we just kind of caught up about family, and we talked about my grandfather, who my grandfather passed away in 2011, just a couple months before my oldest daughter Emma was born. So they never got to meet, but we lost a great one that year and got a great one in return. And my grandfather was born in 1920. He was a World War II veteran, fought in the Battle of the Bulge in the Hurtgen Forest, and came back with his life intact and Bronze Star for bravery, and started working at my grandmother's father's rent-a-car company in Springfield, Ohio. And had 4 daughters. My mom was one of them. And he was just a great grandfather, part of one of those guys from the greatest generation. And he didn't talk about the war very much, like a lot of those guys, but he did used to tell me when I was a kid that he single-handedly ended World War II. And I asked him if he ever saw Adolf Hitler over there, and he goes, yeah, shot his little mustache off. I got it in my back pocket. So as a kid, I literally thought my grandfather had Hitler's little mustache in his wallet. It's a pretty cool way to grow up. So I got detention in 3rd grade, Mrs. Huntman's class, because we were at that part in the social studies book, and I never knew the answer to anything, but I thought it was my lucky day when she asked if anyone had done the homework assignment reading and knew how Adolf Hitler died. I was like, yes, I got this one, yeah. Grandpa shot him, he's got his mustache in his back pocket. So I was 15 minutes late after the detention. My grandfather was picking me up in the parking lot. He's like, where have you been? I've been worried sick about you. I was like, I'm sorry, I had detention with Mrs. Huttman. What'd you do? I told him you shot Hitler's mustache off. I think that was the day that I became my grandfather's favorite grandson. My grandmother asked me to do his eulogy, and we have a pretty big family, so I think she proved that point there. And we did a music video together for this song when he was about 88 years old in Tarrytown, New York. We flew from Dayton up there. So when you go home tonight, you can YouTube I Remember and check out my grandfather on there. So as always, this is for my grandfather, George, and all those who have bravely served our country. It's called I Remember. My grandpa fought in World War II, my uncle fought in Nam. My father was too young, he went to school and met my mom. And her dad always told us stories around dinner time. And there's one he told when I was young that sticks out in my mind. He said 10 years after Daddy taught me about the birds and bees, I was stranded in Pearl Harbor fighting off the Japanese. When the kamikaze pilots came and dove in without warning, I was on the Arizona on a warm December morning. I remember when I was a younger man, we were soldiers fighting in a foreign land. Now I'm older and it's happening again. But it was hard to have forgiveness for the things they did that day. And our president decided we should make their people pay. So we dropped on Nagasaki and we cut them down to size. And the one we dropped on Hiroshima left them vaporized. And I heard some Christians saying, what would Jesus do? What if you were on the wrong side? Would he point the gun at you? And they read through every word of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John, so they could see if killing was the side that Christ was on. I remember when I was a younger man, we were soldiers fighting in a foreign land. Now I'm older and it's happening again. They separate the church and state and keep God out of school so our governments can educate based upon their rules. But people start to wonder if our politics make sense when religion is our best excuse for national defense, and when our citizens start saying that our wars are not okay. And Washington keeps telling them God loves the USA. And they teach us history so we can learn from our mistakes. And this generation wants to know how many years it takes to change the way we treat our neighbors all across the land. 'Cause if we don't change our hearts, we repeat the past again. I remember when I was a younger man, we were soldiers fighting in a foreign land. Now I'm older and it's happening again. my grandpa finished talking, we went walking, he and I was thinking of the future and how scared I was to die. Now my best friend's overseas in the desert where it's dry, fighting for our country, and I need a reason why. I remember when he was a younger man. Now he's a soldier fighting in a foreign land. Now we're older. God, bring him home again. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your service. Somebody said George. Oh, George. Well, I sang one for Emma here. I got to keep it fair and sing one for. I sang one for Clara already. I got to sing one for Emma now. So Emma and I actually kind of wrote this together. This is based off a little piano part that she came up with. We were over at her grandmother's house for the Christmas holiday, like around, when would that have been? I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I heard this beautiful melody coming from the basement, and it sounded like a Beatles record or something, and I didn't think that it could be Emma sitting there at the piano playing this part, because it was so good. And I went down there, and she's like this tall, and she's sitting at the piano playing this part. And I'm like, what are you playing there, buddy? She's like, oh, just something that I'm making up. And so I sat down next to her and started to try to play along, and it's like, man, I think this is really good. I started making up some words, and she got bored after like 5 minutes and ran away, but I stayed there with it because I thought it was something was there. So I wrote a few verses, and I made up a little chorus part, and she came back like a couple hours later. She's like, Dad, you're still sitting there? I was like, yeah, I got a little song, and I played it for her. And so this is our song called The Little Girl and the Old Man. It goes like this. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a girl and her old man. They sang and they drummed and whistled and hummed, and then he ran off with the band. And he flew through the daytime, and he rocked through the night, and he poured his heart out underneath the spotlight. One day he came home, and his girl was all grown. She'd written some words in a tune of her own. She told her old man and hoped he'd understand, and then she ran off with the band. And she flew through the daytime, and she rocked through the night, and she poured her heart out underneath the spotlight. And the years drifted by like clouds in the sky, and the little girl who never imagined he'd die She made her way home and found him alone with the light going down in his eyes. Then she held his hand and she thanked her old man as she watched him turn into starlight. And they flew through the daytime and they rocked through the night. And they poured their hearts out underneath the spotlight. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much. I was dying like the autumn leaves. I was burning out, I was on my knees. I'd given up, I was almost done. I was fading fast as the setting sun. And then you came out of nowhere, and I safe whenever you are there. I used to get so dark and now I feel so light. Suddenly the whole world looks bright, and I used to really want to leave this place, but I haven't been the same since I found your face. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. I used to worry all the time, now I don't care. I dream sweet dreams 'cause I know you're here. I used to get so mad, I used to get so blue. I used to not know how to make it through. And then you came out of nowhere, and I'm safe whenever you are there. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. I was sick of being tired, I was tired of being sick. I had a wall around me 10 feet thick. Nothing was working, nothing ever helped. And then you saw me in a way I couldn't see myself. And it feels good to be happy again. It feels good to finally find a friend. You're my lifeline. 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 Thank you. These lights are really bright, so I can't actually see you guys very much, but I'm trying to get a decent look at you. There you are. How's it going, Ramin? So glad you guys came. This is fun. Me too, me too. Well, we're kind of like approaching the part of the show where I would run off stage and pretend like I wasn't gonna come back out unless you clap loud enough, but I had a lot of trouble getting that door open from behind there, actually. So I don't want to really mess with that. If it's okay with you, I'll just stay up here and play an encore. It'll be an extended encore. I'll let you know exactly how many songs I have left, so there'll be no guessing. And I don't like that game very much. Mostly because it's hard on me. Let's see. This is also one on Flying Upside Down record. It can be a real long road. It can be a lonely night when you're on your own and you're running out of light. It can be a real long ride when you're running out of time. So when the time is right, don't hold back. When the time is right, don't hold back. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you start, only matters where you end. It can be a real long road when I'm looking in your eyes. Give me just one more chance. Give me just one more try. When the time is right, don't hold back. When the time is right, don't hold back. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you start, only matters where you end. When the time is right, don't hold back. time is right. Don't hold back. When the time is right, 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 don't hold back. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you start, only matters where you end. Thanks so much. This song about wondering if maybe you could be remembering the past a little bit differently than it actually happened. Can't believe what my eyes seem to see, all the thoughts trapped up in my memory. Something up in my head says I'm better where I used to be. I try to solve every mystery, but there's no luck stuck in the history. Ego tricking my mind into seeing what it wants to see. Yesterday lies when I leave it in my hands. Yesterday lies to me. Yeah, it's just an illusion caused by the thoughts trapped up in my memory. Voices telling me everything was better how it used to be. Yesterday lies, but I'm looking in front of me. Ain't gonna let those old bad thoughts get the best of me. Yesterday lies to me. Hard to believe how the story unfolds when your heart's so warm and your love's so cold. I gotta say it was bold of us to begin it all. I used to feel so invincible, found it easy to convince you all. But take a look at me now, who are you after all? Yesterday lies, it's better than it used to be. Yesterday lies to me. Little by little they try to keep testing me. Little by little they try to get the best of me. You might have got me once, but you'll never get the rest of me. I'm looking in front of me. I'm looking in front of me. Yesterday life is better than it used to be. Yesterday lies, you see. Ain't gonna let those old bad thoughts get the best of me. I ain't messing with destiny. I'm looking in front of me. Don't know why my memory keeps playing tricks on me. Yesterday lies, you see. Yesterday lies to me. Thank you. Well, I was kind of a creative time, you know, like telling you about the stage it shows, and the early pandemic lockdown that was supposed to last 2 weeks, and I remember calling my I called my booking agent, and because all the shows for like April were over, done, like, and I was like, just reschedule them for June, it'll be fine, you know. Had no idea, but you know, I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. There was a sweet spot there at the beginning where it was just kind of like everything slowed down and everybody kind of chilled out a little bit, got more loving. I got really creative. I didn't feel like, it was like I had permission to take a little sabbatical from touring and traveling all over the place. I was just home with my family, writing a lot. And I remember writing this song in the first couple months, and it was based off of a conversation that I had with a friend who was suggesting that they were just demanding that I understand that I am a chronic overthinker, almost in an OCD way. Man, you think way too much, you're overthinking it again. And so they gave me like a good 5-minute talking to about this, and I tried to take in what they said, and I said thank you, and then I went away by myself for a little bit, and I thought really hard about it. Nothing left to do in those circumstances but to try to write a song about what's going on. So this song's called Try Not to Think. 10 years ago, on the 1st of spring, I moved to town with the world on a string. Life was a game and I was one of the best gunslingers in the Wild West. I bet big and I played to win. Made a fortune when my ship came in. I ran the table, never thought I could fall. And then the wintertime hit me like a cannonball. And now I can't shake this losing streak. Every road I take is a dead-end street. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got 2 wolves inside of me. The one that wins is the one I feed. It's like I'm chasing a carrot on a piece of rope. It's like I'm dope sick on a thing called hope. I see the writing on the wall, but the words aren't clear. I listen for a voice, but all I hear are the thoughts in my head. can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. The door is open, but I don't walk free. Sometimes I swear to God someone put a spell on me. You can follow every rule and get locked in a cell. You can take the road to heaven and wind up in hell. When my best friend and my enemy looking in the mirror, staring back at me. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. Sometimes my blessings even feel like a curse. Sometimes I lie to myself 'cause the truth seems worse. Sometimes it feels like I lost my faith, that I've been trying to get it back ever since that day. Feels like I'm drifting and I'm lost at sea. Feels like everybody's got it out for me. I try to pray, but it don't do no good. God, could you help me? You promised you would. Just a little miracle is all I need, but I can't even muster up a mustard seed. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. Where I come from, where I've been, I've got most of the story, but I ain't got the end. Somewhere down in my subconscious mind, there's a piece of the puzzle that I'm trying to find. So I trace my steps back to the start, looking for the place where I left my heart. Feels like I must have missed a fork in the road. I must have took a wrong turn on my way back home. Something happened, but I don't know when. Rewind the tape, play it over again. Thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. I've got thoughts in my head, can't get them out. Trying not to think what I'm thinking about. Thanks, everyone. It's been really fun. I got a few more songs for you. Thanks so much for coming tonight, filling up this room. Really nice surprise. This is just a little song with a really long title. It's called "The Guy That Says Goodbye to You Is Out of His Mind." Well, you don't need to change a thing about you, babe. I'm telling you, from where I sit, you're one of a kind. Relationships, I don't know why, they never work out and they make you cry. But the guy that says goodbye to you is out of his mind. I think I could let you guys sing it out there. Maybe we'll try that. Well, I've been down and I need your help. I've been feeling sorry for myself. Don't hesitate to boost my confidence. I've been lost and I need direction. I could use a little love protection. What do you say, honey? Come to my defense. I'd stand up for you if it's what you need, and I can take a punch, I don't mind to bleed, as long as afterwards you feel bad for me. And you give me all of your attention. I got deep desire and it needs quenching. I think that's pretty plain for you to see. Well, enough about me and more about you, 'cause that'd be the gentlemanly thing to do. I hope you like your men sweet and polite. I thought I was done with telling you, but I'm not nearly halfway through. I got a few more things I'd like to say to you tonight. So get ready. You don't need to change a thing about you, babe. I'm telling you, from where I sit, you're one of a kind. Do it. Never work out and they make you cry, but the guy that says goodbye to you is out of his mind. Out of his mind. Well, you always did kind of drive me crazy, and it pissed me off 'cause I let it faze me, but I never wanted my time with you to end. Now I'm back in town for a day or two, and mostly I came back just to see you. I'm leaving now, but I don't want to go. You don't need to change a thing about you, babe. I'm telling you, from where I sit, you're one of a kind. Relationships, I don't know why, they never work out and they make you cry, but the guy that says goodbye to you is out of his mind. All right, thank you. Nice job, everyone. Oh man, trying to think if I can even play some of these that you're yelling out here. Let's see how much of that I can do here. This is a request from the crowd. I'll probably screw it up. I haven't played it in a long time. I met this European girl and we got lost in a painting by Hieronymus Bosch. Drank something green and evil down in Prague. Hopped that Eastern European midnight train and we got robbed. Her eyes were closing like a solar eclipse. I drifted off with her sucking on my lips. I felt the sting of the communist wind on my cheek as the blood came rushing in. Then I went out to a party to go and have some fun. When I saw her there, I knew she was the one. She don't want no love. She just likes to fake it. She don't want my heart. She just wants to break it. And I tried to be romantic and bought her a diamond ring, but a diamond ring from me. I didn't mean a thing. She don't want no love. She just wants to fake it. She don't want my heart. She just wants to break it. And I waited for months on end. I swore it was meant to be. I tried again and again to get that girl to see. Surely there was nothing I could do to mean enough to her. Surely there was nothing I could do to mean enough to her. She don't want no love, she just wants to fake it. She don't want my heart, she just wants to break it. She don't want no love, I can face it. She don't want my heart, she just wants to break it. Thanks so much. I thought I only had one song left, but then you yelled out that request and it messed my head all up, so. Can you stay a couple more minutes? Well, I ran into some trouble and headed out toward Liberty Line. I had voices going in my head, you could be living more than you could be dying. I remember when we fell in love, you were the one I thought I'd never meet. I taste your words on the tip of my tongue, they were soft and they were sweet. But we ran into some trouble, we knew our love was slowly dying. And when we said the words that ended us, I headed out toward Liberty Line. The night was some kind of quiet, I could almost hear myself think. I felt my heart was like a heavy flood, I'm gonna float or I'm gonna sink. I was thinking we could settle down, start a family and start a life. I was only 2 days short of asking you if you would be my wife. But we ran into some trouble, we met that enemy that we call time. Threw my guitar in the back of my car and headed out toward Liberty Line. I didn't know what would be waiting there, I didn't know what I would find. But I knew I had to make it to Liberty Line. They say you can't see the forest when you're in there among the trees. They say it takes a separation to find some kind of clarity. Well, I feel I'm gonna make it to the line where freedom waits. And then this lonely prisoner can cross the border to a better state. And now I'm on my last stretch of road and I don't know what I'm gonna find. Maybe the sheriff will be waiting there and stop me short of Liberty Line. But off in the distance, I'm coming closer with every breath. I see a woman staring back at me, I stop the car, she comes up on my left. She said, I didn't know if you would make it, see, I got this enemy that I call time. But I was wondering, could I hitch a ride? By the way, my name is Liberty Line. didn't know what would be waiting there. I didn't know what I would find, but I knew I had to make it to Liberty Line. Didn't know what would be waiting there. I didn't know what I would find, but I knew I had to make it to Liberty Line. Thanks, everyone. All right, I got a couple more for you here. I was thinking I'd play this one. So this summer, let's see, my wife and I celebrated our, oh God, what year is it? Let's see, 16th wedding anniversary. We were married in 2009 at City Hall in San Francisco after going on about 4 dates. And we went on like 4 long distance dates. She is the cousin of another friend of mine from the East Coast. We met in San Francisco, got married very fast, obviously. She told me she didn't date musicians, and then we were married like 4 dates later. So, and we have two great girls who I told you about already. And when we were first married, like shit got real pretty fast. It was like really exciting, but then some stuff happened that was difficult. But right before the difficult stuff happened and stuff got real, we had been married about 3 months, and I got a call to go open for one of my favorite bands as a kid, the Cranberries. And so my wife and I had been married 3-4 months, and the Cranberries had these big giant tour buses, 3 of them. Dolores was in her own red bus, and they had 17 dates around the United States, 3 in Canada. It was their big reunion tour, and I got lucky enough to go open this tour for them. So my wife and I followed them around in like a rent-a-car. Basically, it was like a 4-door Ford Taurus or something. And we followed these buses all around the United States, and that was kind of something that we did together before we had kids. We were, on the road playing with the Cranberries, and it was so fun. It was, I think that was one of the last tours in the U.S. that the Cranberries did before Dolores passed away, tragically. And it was so fun to watch her from the side of the stage, backstage every night, and she'd come over and do a little dance and wink at my wife and I, and she was a sweetheart, and enjoyed every minute. At some point during the tour, I started playing Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison, just to kind of give the crowd something familiar to latch onto, because they didn't really know who I was. So by the end of the tour, we ended up in San Francisco, and I'm in the middle of this Johnny Cash song, and the crowd's like going nuts, and I'm like, man, I must be playing this really great tonight. I don't know what's going on. And then I look back, and the whole crew of the Cranberries had dressed up in like jail suits, and they were doing a line dance behind me. And so right before this tour started, I was listening to a lot of The Clash, and I was listening to some interviews and music, and I was working on that music video that I told you about with my grandfather, and the director of that video was a French guy named Laurent Brier. And I'd gotten this idea that Joe Strummer was talking about how he inserted these Spanish lyrics into Should I Stay or Should I Go? So I thought maybe I could try that for one of my songs that I'm writing, called Standing at the Station. So he helped me translate some of the verses into French, and I played it. I needed a song like this to play on that Cranberries tour, and I was thinking about it, and I thought I'd play it for you tonight. So it's called Standing at the Station. Je suis le premier dans le train qui m'amène chez moi. Je sais quelque chose, et cette chose va marcher le cœur. Je suis le premier dans le train qui m'amène chez moi. Standing at the station, I am on the first train home. I got information, and the information about to make me feel alone. standing at the station. I am on the first train home. Man with no agenda, a terminally lovesick fool. 'Cause there ain't nobody out there, ain't nobody out there make me feel the way you do. Standing at the station like a terminally lovesick fool. I need to know the way we go, 'cause I don't have a clue. I walk the world for answers, but the only thing that's true is there ain't nobody out there makes me feel the way you do. Standing at the station, I'm about to lose my mind. 'Cause I got limitations, and my limitations gonna make her leave my side. Standing at the station, I'm about to lose my mind. And on le monde entier, il n'y a personne. Dans le monde entier, il n'y a rien. And there's nothing in the whole wide world makes me feel the way, makes me feel the way, makes me feel the way you can. Woo! Woo! You do it. Woo! Woo! Standing at the station, I am on the first train home. I got information, and the information about to make me feel alone. Standing at the station, I am on the first train home. Thanks so much, everybody. I got one more for you. After the show, if you'd like to, I don't know if Mark Z's here tonight, but I got my stuff set over here. I'll be right out after this last song. I can help you out. I've got some really cozy sweatshirts, the softest t-shirts in the universe, 2 colors. I just printed up these new ones. It says the guy that says goodbye to you is out of his mind in the front of them. Those are kind of going fast, but I have a few more of those left. I have some older CDs. I'm not really doing CDs anymore because no cars have CD players, so there's running back. But I have a little, I attempted to solve this problem by, I have a fancy little USB drive, flash drive keychain thing, and it's got my whole entire catalog on it. I think it's 13 or 14 albums, so I'll be down there to help you shortly after the show if you'd like something. And thank you so much for coming. Thanks Ivan's House at Mozambique for having me. What a great first time. And I just really, really appreciate you showing up. Thank you, it means a lot to me. This song's called Better Than Love. Honey, when you doubt my love for you, look into my eyes, what I'm going through. Even if we change and fall out of, you hold my hand and it's better than love. You save me from myself. You got my back when I need help. There's no one else in the world, and you will always be my girl. You will always be, you will always be, you will always be my girl. But sometimes dreams, they don't come true. I was scared of that when I met you, but I stayed patient and I was kind, telling you to take your time. You turned my life around. You made it okay to let you down. There's no one else in the world, and you will always be my girl. You will always be, you will always be, you will always be my girl. So when I'm walking down the road and I'm feeling mad, 'cause I can't understand the things you do, and nothing turns out the way we planned, you're still my baby and I'm still your man. You saved me from myself. You got my back when I need help. There's no one else in the world, and you will always be my girl. You will always be, you will always be, you will always be my girl. Thanks, everyone. Thanks a lot. Come say hi if you want. I'll be right down there in a second. Have a great one.